All right, like I said, I'm doing a video a day. 2 videos a day for now because I'm catching up. I was slacking, like not this month, but last month and the month before. I skipped a bunch of days, so I'm still behind, catching up so that I can be in line with everything. So, for the meantime, doing 2 every weekday, and on the weekends I'll just do 1. Today, second one for today, I'm talking about the difference between settling and sacrificing. And by sacrificing, I specifically mean a temporary sacrifice. This is extremely important. It fucked me up a while. I did a video a few ago, which was, I'm going to link it. I was talking about 2 paths. Link 2 paths video. I will link that video and then self. Okay, cool. I talked about how the idea that I had that I completely realized was false, which was I thought that every decision I made was either going towards the shittiest life possible or the best life possible, and that every decision I made was a slippery slope, and if I made the wrong decision, that I would go to the worst life possible. But in reality, life is a lot more nuanced, and we are where we are, and our idea is to get a little bit further towards our goal. And in that moment, I realized that if I made a decision that temporarily took me away from my ideal life, but in the long run got me a lot closer, like for instance, getting a programming job right now would take me away from doing creative things all day, every day. Programming is creative, but it's not the type of creativity I'm looking for. I'm looking specifically for visual art. Although front-end development is sort of similar, but anyway, it would take me temporarily away from my ideal life, but the money it would give me would free me so much to be able to make my ideal life a lot easier. So it would temporarily take me away, but in the long run, it would get me a lot closer to it. And that's a temporary sacrifice, right? That's sacrifice. I took any temporary sacrifice in my mind was me settling. Now, they're very different things, and this is extremely important because if you don't understand this, you won't make any temporary sacrifices and you'll be shooting yourself in the foot because you need to make temporary sacrifices unless you get extremely lucky, which you probably won't. So, if you're building an ideal life, which is what this channel is all about, if you're not, keep watching if you like, but it's not going to be useful to you, then you're going to have to make temporary sacrifices, which means going slightly away from your ideal life for the time being. Like for instance, if your ideal is to find the most perfect wife or husband for you, and then you stay together forever and you love each other so much and you're just perfect for each other, well, you're going to have to date around temporarily so you find that perfect person. You're not just going to go with the first person you see, right? That temporarily takes you away from that close, intimate companionship you're looking for because you're dating around. But you have to. You're not, unless you get extremely lucky and the first person that like lets you in, light went off, I'll have to charge it. This one might go off soon too, but we'll just let it go for now. You have to date around because otherwise you're going to settle for somebody who's not your ideal life. And I'll talk about settling in a second. That's a temporary sacrifice that is necessary for you to get to where you want to go, right? A settling is the opposite. Like say you decide like, okay, I want monogamy. I want that close, intimate relationship, that lover of my life. I'm not going to date around. Fuck that. That goes against my values. That's not what I want. It gets me further from what I want. So I'm just going to go for the first person I see and just make it work, right? They might not be compatible. Maybe they have some issues in their life that they don't want to fix, and you can't make them fix it, but you try, right? And you just get yourself frustrated. You have settled. You've decided that this is my goal, but it's too hard to get there. I'm going to do this instead. I'm going to settle for something less, right? Don't do that. You see the huge difference between a temporary sacrifice and settling? Temporary sacrifice takes you temporarily away from your goal in the long-term ability and gains you the long-term access to your goal. A settling gives you a portion of your goal without getting you the ability to go further. So it's like, hey, this is my goal. Meh, that's too hard. I'll go here, right? I'll take this. Don't do that. You will, unless you realize that like, I'm not gonna, that's a nuance that I don't want to bring in right now. For now, don't do that. It's not going to help you. You're ultimately going to be resentful. Even if that resentment is low, it's going to build up inside you and you won't be able to enjoy what you have as much as you'd like to. So that difference between the temporary sacrifice and the settling is extremely important. Settling is permanent. Temporary sacrifice is not. Temporary sacrifice is temporary and it helps you get there further. So I hope that clarified things for you. If you want me to be more clear or specific about a specific aspect of this or go deeper on some part, let me know in the comments. I'm happy to do that. If you liked it, subscribe. If you don't. And that's it. Bye.